Fortnite's journey from its inception to the cusp of Chapter 6 has been nothing short of remarkable. However, as we stand on the precipice of this new era, there's a palpable sense of unease among longtime fans. The game that once captivated millions with its unique blend of cartoony aesthetics and fast-paced gameplay is undergoing a transformation that's raising eyebrows and concerns alike. Let's rewind to the vibrant days of Chapter 4. The map was a kaleidoscope of colours, with terrain that defied reality in even the most delightful ways. Every corner of the island screamed Fortnite. It was a world where whimsical creatures like the anthropomorphic bananas could coexist with fierce warriors without seeming out of place. The distinct visual identity was more than just eye candy. It was the heart and soul of Fortnite's charm. Even without its Chapter 1 storyline, it still felt like Fortnite to an extent. However, as we fast forwarded to Chapter 5, we witnessed a seismic shift in Fortnite's artistic direction. The once cartoonish landscape began morphing into something more conventional. The Mediterranean-inspired POIs like Reckless Railways and Snoopy Steps, while undoubtedly beautiful, marked departures from a fantastical environment we'd grown accustomed to. This push towards realism, while technically impressive, has left many players as feeling though they're navigating a different game entirely. The concern isn't just about the nostalgia or resistance to change, but it's about the essence of what makes Fortnite, well, Fortnite. The game's success was built on its ability to create a world where the impossible became possible, and where the absurd was the norm. This unique visual language allowed for a level of creativity and fun that set Fortnite apart from its competitors, and this was shown in its byproduct of the fact that you were able to build. As we approach Chapter 6, the worry intensifies. If the trend towards realism continues, what will become of the game's identity? Imagine running as a slurp chicken in an environment that looks like it could be from any generic shooter. The dissonance is jarring to say the least. It's not just about the graphics, it's about maintaining the cohesive fantastical universe that Fortnite has built over the years. Moreover, the shift in art style has broader implications for the game's accessibility and appeal. Fortnite's cartoony aesthetics weren't just a stylistic choice, they were a gateway for players of all ages. The vibrant, exaggerated world was inviting, and less intimidating for newcomers, while still offering a depth for seasoned players. As the game inches closer to photorealism, there is a risk of alienating a portion of its diverse player base, particularly the fact that some people, even though it might be able to be optimized, like mobile players, won't be able to experience the rich tapestry of how Fortnite is able to seem appealing to everybody with its same graphics. Moreover, throughout time, especially after the release of Fortnite Chapter 2, the item shop was a simple and straightforward feature, which unfortunately evolved into what it feels like as a giant ad. This transformation is symptomatic of a larger issue, the dilution of Fortnite's core identity in pursuit of broader appeal and collaborations. While crossovers and collaborations have been a significant part of Fortnite's success, there's a growing concern that they're overshadowing the game's original premise and storyline. For example, whilst we still do have Jonesy, I believe that the stakes of the Fortnite Chapter 1 story was subtle, yet very interesting among fans. Would you be more excited for an event within Fortnite itself, such as the Rocket event from Chapter 1 Season 4, or the most recent event with Dr. Doom? Me personally, I enjoy it when Fortnite creates its own stories, and stories that are central towards the game, and I believe the collaborations are a complement, not the main story. And I understand that that could be controversial to some, however this is just my opinion if they want to make the game stand out. These collaborations, while exciting, risk turning Fortnite into a mere platform for other franchises, rather than a unique entity in its own right. The danger lies in losing sight of what made Fortnite special in the first place. Its original characters, its evolving storyline, and its distinct visual flair. As we look towards Chapter 6, the community's apprehension is palpable. Will Fortnite continue down this path of realism, potentially sacrificing its unique charm in the process? Or will there be a return to its roots that made it a cultural phenomenon? The balance between innovation and maintaining core elements is delicate, and how Epic Games navigates this will be crucial for Fortnite's future. At the forefront of some of these concerns are the rumoured new mechanics, specifically the introduction of prone and swinging abilities. According to leaks from reputable sources like HypeX, these features might be implementing in the upcoming chapter. While innovation is crucial for any game's longevity, the addition of these mechanics raises an eyebrow among the Fortnite faithful. The prone mechanic, in particular, seems at odds with Fortnite's fast-paced, build-centric gameplay. In a game where rapid construction and editing are key, the ability to go prone feels like a misplaced feature, more suited to tactical shooters like Call of Duty. It's difficult to imagine how lying flat on the ground would integrate seamlessly with Fortnite's signature building mechanics. Similarly, the swinging mechanic, while intriguing, raises questions about its implementation and necessity. Will it be a universal ability, turning every player into a Spider-Man-like character, or will it be limited to specific areas, perhaps with vine-like structures? Either way, it risks overcomplicating Fortnite's core gameplay loop, which has always thrived on its relative simplicity and accessibility. However, I think that there was a perfect balance when you were able to just find a backpack on a wall and you were just able to use Spider-Man's web shooters. I honestly thought that that was the most balanced Fortnite had been at that point. So for the swinging, I'm not necessarily pressed on the issue. Another ongoing controversy that may persist into Chapter 6 is the bullet drop mechanic. Introduced in previous updates, this feature has been a point in contention among players. Many argue that it doesn't fit Fortnite's arcade-style shooting mechanics and unnecessarily complicates gunplay. The community's vocal opposition to this change highlights a crucial point. Not all additions are improvements, and sometimes maintaining the status quo is preferable to force evolution. You have to remember that this game is supposed to be appealing to all ages. Amidst these potential changes, there's a growing concern about maintaining Battle Royale as a central Fortnite experience. With the game's expansion into various creative modes and a push towards Metaverse concept, some fear that the core Battle Royale mode might become secondary. It's essential that Epic Games strike a balance between innovation and making sure that Fortnite is the same that it has been, which catapulted it to global popularity. One last thing I would like to talk about is Fortnite's shift towards play anything, play together, which is a model that represents a significant departure from Fortnite's main roots, the Battle Royale genre. While this approach opens up exciting possibilities for diverse gameplay experiences, it also carries inherent risks. The Metaverse concept, with its promise of interconnected virtual worlds, has specifically become a central focus for Epic Games. However, this pivot has left many players uneasy about the future of Battle Royale. There's a growing concern that as Fortnite expands its horizons, the mode that catapulted the game to a global fame might be relegated to its secondary role. This fear isn't unfounded, as evidenced by the fate of Save the World, the original PvE mode, which was largely sidelined after Battle Royale's explosive success. However, I believe that instead of trying to create more modes, I think flushing out the overall Battle Royale experience is more important than adding game modes such as Fortnite Festival or Rocket Racing, even though I absolutely adore Fortnite Festival. Regardless, I still really enjoy the fact that Fortnite is still adding loads of new modes, and I appreciate their innovative techniques about adding new different modes to play. But I believe making sure the Battle Royale is stable beforehand is the most important procedure, such as many players being unhappy about the way they've changed the recent movement, and about how awkward it looks and it doesn't look like how it used to look like. And specifically through the animations, such as the running animation, which, if I'm being totally honest, I find to be very janky, and even though you're the same speed, it feels like the game is slowed down because of the way the character looks. The community's apprehension is further fueled by Epic Games' inconsistent response to player feedback. Recent changes to the UI movement and mechanics have been met with widespread criticism, yet the developers have been slow to address these concerns. The new locker UI, introduced in December last year, remains a point of contention, with promised changes still pending. This apparent disconnect between developer decisions and community preferences highlights a crucial challenge: balancing innovation with player satisfaction. However, whilst they may be shifting away from the Battle Royale perspective, I still believe that the Metaverse is an amazing choice made by Fortnite, specifically through how it's going to be able to expand the player base. So if you don't want to be playing traditional Battle Royale, you may be wanting to play a little bit of Guitar Hero, or you might be wanting to play some racing, or just explore the various maps made by amazing creators throughout the Fortnite community. It also helps Fortnite have long-term sustainability, collaborative experiences, and economic opportunities which would open more revenue streams for the Fortnite ecosystem. Nonetheless, Fortnite's identity is still at risk here, as they could neglect Battle Royale, and as we've noticed, Fortnite does not have that same player base that it used to have a couple years ago. And this has nothing to do with nostalgia, as many people had come back for Fortnite Chapter 1 mainly because of the way that the guns felt iconic. I understand that games should be changing and games should be innovating and making sure that they always evolve and adapt. But I believe that instead of changing things, it should be expanding things. For example, I believe that keeping some of the OG weapons in the game and keeping some of the old POIs would be perfect, but just expanding upon the ideas and adding maybe different things or adding new mechanics could potentially flourish the game. But Epic Games has this narrative where they feel that they have to always change things because they always feel like they know best, which is definitely not true. Fortnite unfortunately has lost its charm throughout Chapter 5, and I'm hoping that they are able to learn from the lessons that was from Chapter 5 in order to make Chapter 6 even more iconic than Fortnite will ever be. However, I do not think this will be the case. And that's why I believe that Fortnite has a challenged identity. From the lesser core focus on the main story from the central characters, to changing weapons and not making them simplistic, such as calling it a blue assault rifle rather than calling it Meowscle's weapon, which I personally believe is the key to making sure that people enjoy Fortnite, as the game was widely accessible, which made the game much more simplistic. Players did not need to dive into the deep intricacies of Fortnite's story, but could appreciate it for what it was. Could instantly understand what was going on through the story. A prime example of this was Carbide vs Omega, because at first sight, you could think that Carbide and Omega were superheroes and villains, but the more contentious fans would realise that this was just a movie set. In my personal and humble opinion, I believe Fortnite needs to stick to its roots of its Battle Royale genre, whilst obviously having the Metaverse is an amazing choice made by Epic Games to ensure the game's sustainability. I personally believe that adding Fortnite as a main Battle Royale genre really would strengthen it as a core game relegated to that main genre. Another thing that also kind of annoys me about the Metaverse is the over-needed appearance of microtransactions and the aggressive stance of selling packs, which could be seen as greedy. Anyway, those are my general thoughts about Fortnite Chapter 6, and if I'm being honest, even though this video didn't necessarily focus on Chapter 6, I believe that the Metaverse is a seismic shift which correlates to Chapter 6 itself. Will Epic Games have the more adaptive mindset to focus mainly more on Battle Royale? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and always feel free to subscribe and like this video, as it will massively help out my channel. Also, if you want to leave any comments down in the description. Wait, description? I don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to leave any comments in the comment section, I'll be sure to respond to all of you and hear your opinions about Fortnite Chapter 6. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Sorry, that's a meme if any of you understand that.